All right, you've waited long enough. You probably want to know what these folks' top stock picks are for this particular week. So we're going to get right to it. Start with you. You've got an oil and gas producer, right?
Pipeline.
Pipeline.
This is a master limited partnership. Tesoro Logistic Partners, TLLP is the ticker. In the other segment, Todd was telling us the virtues of dividend payers and low beta and diversification. So this gets about as good in terms of diversification. This is an MLP, so by definition, a very low beta, a very uncorrelated returns with the broader market or the economy. Tesoro Logistic, a relatively younger MLP compared to many others, but they have a very strong parent in the Tesoro refiner, which is the largest on the West Coast. So very strong refined products footprint on the West Coast. And then they have very strong leverage to the Bakken shale, crude oil gathering and transportation asset. So strong parentage, excellent growth prospects, and adding to diversification in your portfolio. I think in these gyrating times, as you referred to earlier, you can't do better than that.
Okay, Tracy, you have a business services company.
Yes, Synnex. They do IT distribution, and they sell IT components and things like that to major companies across the world. They already reported, so we can already kind of see what's going on, and it was really good. Their IT group had revenue that increased 20%, and they said it was strong demand in the first quarter, and they see that strong demand going into the second quarter. They beat big by like 32%. It wasn't even close. And you know, the analysts all really liked what they're saying going forward. IT is where it all kind of begins. So they're not small. They have 49,000 employees worldwide. So if they see the demand from the company strong on IT, if the companies are finally spending in that area, it's a good sign for the economy. So I really like Synnex. I've talked about it many times over the years. It's cheap. It still is cheap. It's trading at 12 times, even though the shares did soar on the earnings report. But Zach's number one, double-digit earnings expected this year, 31% earnings growth. It's a good story, and it's a good story about the economy. So I like looking for those little signals that things maybe aren't as doom and gloom as everybody says.
All right, Todd, you are looking at a partnership, an electric utility partnership.
Yeah,
right?
They have a bunch of different areas, but Brookfield Infrastructure Partners is the company. BIP is the ticker symbol. They are a limited partnership. They do have some electric utilities, but they're also in, they have a transport segment that invests in toll roads heavily in South America. They have ports in Europe. They have a railroad in Australia, so very diversified globally. And they have an energy segment as well. But they basically focus on industries with stable cash flows, minimal capital expenditures, and high barriers to entry. So they have very stable cash flows themselves, and they pay a distribution that yields 4.9%. And in a flatter market, which we've talked about, and with a little bit of fear going on, these guys have held up very well, and I think investors should focus on yield going forward. So that 4.9% yield is very nice, and they've increased that at a 13% compound annual growth rate over the last 5 years. And if you look at their earnings momentum, they're currently a Zacks rank of 2, which is a buy rating. We've seen consistently higher earnings estimates from analysts over the last really several years. It just continues. The company always seems to come in right around consensus estimates, and then analysts raise their estimates a little higher. So very good on the earnings momentum front. And valuation, they traded just 11 times forward earnings. So there's some value to go along with the good earnings momentum and the good yield. Could be solid total return potential in this name in 2014.
All right, thank you all for that. Don't forget, other stock picks, stock picking strategies, and interesting and informative commentary. Find it all on Zacks.com if you're not there already watching this video, and you can link to all of that right off the home page. Meantime, with everyone here, I'm Terry Ruffalo.